What's up, guys? I want to talk about, probably my favorite task on this task list, and that is giving gratitude and journaling. And really, they're two separate tasks, but again, for these 7 days, we're going to combine these into just one thing for you guys to focus on. So here's the thing about gratitude. It's physiologically impossible to be stressed when you're grateful. And I'm not talking about this in a cerebral way, like intellectually we can understand that, but I want you to connect to the actual physical happenings inside your body when I talk about gratitude. I'm going to give you a little analogy, and it may be part of your homework today, a little task for you to do. If you can, get outside at some point today and skip like you did when you were a kid. Remember how to skip? I hope so. I hope it's not that long ago that you've skipped. When you skip, try and notice your facial expression. I guarantee with 100% certainty that you're smiling. I guarantee it. Why? Because there is a physiological thing happening. Okay, so again, intellectually, we can comprehend that, like, if we start skipping, we feel joy. We feel elated, and it probably makes us smile. Yes, because we see that from an emotional standpoint. But as a physiologist, I'm going to actually break down the inner workings of what chemicals are being released in your body at that moment that make you smile. Okay, it's no coincidence. So the very act of skipping, right? Obviously, it's like lots of other exercise. So we do secrete hormones that help us start the exercise process, but we're also secreting our feel-good hormones, oxytocin, serotonin. These are hormones that literally make us feel high. Dopamine. Okay, people aren't addicted to alcohol and drugs. People are addicted to dopamine that's being released when they're doing those activities. But you can get that same release when you're doing something as simple as skipping. So why am I using it as an analogy? Because it's the same thing when it comes to giving gratitude. Our bodies actually release chemicals that make us physically feel good. And as women, this is even more powerful. Because women, it has been shown, women need to secrete oxytocin in order to thrive, way more than men do. Okay, times in life when we secrete a ton of oxytocin, when we're breastfeeding, after we give birth, every single time we hug our children, every single time we hug our friends, every single time that we're touched by our spouse, our significant other, we secrete oxytocin at a higher rate than our male counterparts. So science shows us that, yes, as women, we need that more. So that's why we seek out. That's why we are kind of that tend and befriend mentality as opposed to almost a fight or flight, that we are nurturing because we crave that. So that being said, when we do activities like giving gratitude, so thinking today, okay, here's your task. Just think today of 3 things in your life that you are super grateful for. Just 3. And carry that around with you throughout the day. And when you start to feel tightness, when you start to feel anxiety, when you start to feel pressure, maybe it's sitting in a traffic jam. Maybe it's, oh my God, I'm running late to work and my kid just called and forgot his homework and I got to drop it out. And you're starting to get that shallow breath, tight shoulders, clenched fists, little sweaty, grindy teeth thing happening. Stop yourself and go to your list and immediately say, I am so thankful for the health and well-being of my family. Instant release of oxytocin. And guess what, guys? When you start secreting oxytocin and some serotonin, guess what happens to your cortisol levels? Boop! They go down. You can't have them both flooding at the same time. Our bodies don't work like that. It's called negative feedback. So cortisol has to be reduced right? It has to be blocked in order for our bodies to open up the gateway and secrete oxytocin, serotonin. Okay, so get grateful. I have this cool little journal. It's living well one line a day. And it's like literally like each day for 5 years, you just write like 3 things a day. How easy is that you're grateful for? It takes me 2 minutes. And I like to do it in the morning. It sets off my day. Now, of course, like I geek out. I love journals. I journal all the time. That's the second part to this. And we can get a lot more in depth about like how to journal, what to journal about, how to feel good. I know it's complicated. It seems complicated. It's really not. When I first like sat down to think about like giving gratitude and journaling, even though I had journaled as a kid, I was like, as an adult, I don't know. I just started to think it was like cheesy and I wasn't going to do it until I really learned how to do it and see that it really is worth my time. But if nothing else today, guys, 3 things, share them tonight. Okay, share them. Let's flood each other with things we're grateful for. Let's hold each other accountable to the things that we're grateful for. Does that sound cool? I hope so. Enjoy the day. Peace out.